my warehouse. I kind of look at it like Willy Wonka's factory. And it's where I keep all the things that I use for my work, which is in national magazines and catalogs. And I'm usually the person that comes up with the fun do-it-yourself ideas or the seasonal holiday ideas. This is my brand new magazine. It's not even out yet, and it's called Upstyled Home Industrial.
New Hampshire's Matthew Mead is now ready to part with most of what he's collected over his 25 years of setting the style trends that many have tried to imitate.
There's a new trend called country modern. So you might take a really rustic farmhouse piece and put it next to like a mid-century modern dining table.
This is kind of cool.
Yeah, isn't that neat? That's a bingo wheel. And we used it in the new magazine. We put a flower inside in a water pick. And so it's just like a new way to arrange something with an old object.
This, along with an old baking pan featured in a home spa spread in his new magazine, are just some of the items Matthew is hoping to pass on.
We used that. We shot like an outdoor picnic, and the colors are so
different,
current and fun, you know.
Matthew has amassed the thousands of items packed into this Pennacook warehouse while strolling through antique shops and thrift stores.
I always tell people that the things that I have find me. You know, I walk through the aisles of an antique shop, and it's like, over here, over here. So it's an accumulation of things like that. Everything you see really inspired something or was part of that inspiration.
There's a seat for everyone.
And I think of like these new wedding venues where people have barns and they don't care if the chairs match. They just need old chairs. And I kind of think maybe they'll find homes in places like that. I guess I'm like the SPCA of vintage items, you know, where everything's ready to be adopted out, so.
Years ago, while working on catalogs for companies like Pottery Barn out in California, Matthew would take the furniture being sold and create a scene to be photographed, often flying in all kinds of household items, which those in the style business call the last layer.
Anything that really wasn't a sale product for the company, we would bring that in and set it up so it looked like someone lived there. We kind of brought the personality to the photo.
He's getting rid of all these last layer items now because companies don't need them. They're making their own.
They're not always looking for all of those things anymore because they've turned them into more things to sell. So it's really changed the business quite a bit.
Technology has also changed the business for stylists like me.
If you have a cell phone, you have a camera, and a lot of those images now replace what professionals used to do. Bloggers have become what's called influencers, and so they oftentimes get hired by companies to use the product to show it in their lives, and that helps to sell a lot of product in this day and age.
Due to the changing times, Mead is downsizing a bit. His lifestyle business is evolving with the demands of companies today.
Companies are still looking for ways to get the how-to of what they do out there, so that's been good for me.
As he sends all of this on its way, he hopes people will upcycle it, take an item, and find a whole new use for it.
Galvanized pieces are very trendy right now. This is an old, like you'd grow morning glories on it in your garden, but I've used it with dishes and plates and just stacked it up as a way to display things.
Working as a food stylist, he's collected enough kitchenware to fill dozens of homes.
I think multiples is a wonderful thing, you know.
In every color.
That's right. I've collected scores of plates, dishes, glasses, flatware, you name it. I mean, I could literally, you know, I could open a restaurant several times, I think. I guess I'm a pack rat with a purpose. That's what I would say.
Not everything is going out the warehouse door.
These are really hard to find, so I will be keeping a large selection of those.
Matthew can't bear to part with a few items like this vintage wingback chair. So that's not for sale.
That's not for sale.
But this modern fireplace created for a Christmas photo shoot is for sale. So maybe a theater would pick that up, right?
Yeah, that might be perfect for a theater, or, you know, a fireplace brings a focal point to any room. And so if you have a home that doesn't have a fireplace, it's okay to have a fake one. A lot of people have that special little teacup that they have tea out of every day, and there's something about it that really makes their day. And I think there's a lot of that here, so.
A lot of teacups.
Yeah, a lot of teacups and a lot of teapots and anything else that has to do with tea. Very New England to put colored glass in your window. And you know, how pretty to have something like this, you know, illuminated in your kitchen window every day. I mean, that's really beautiful. It's nice to maybe lighten the load, pass it on, and, you know, share these treasures with other people. I think of it like the last scene in Citizen Kane, where they're getting rid of everything. That's my warehouse.
Is there a rosebud in here?
I think there is, probably, for sure, yeah.